What's up, everyone? I'm Andy, and you're watching The Reboot Experiment. Today I'm going to talk about design inspiration and how design inspiration goes from inspiration into your own personal design style. As some of you may know, I'm in the process of designing and building my own custom house. Now, I'm handling all of the design elements, and I'm contracting out the manufacturing and the building. The manufacturing is going to come into play here in a little bit. I'll come back to that. But first, my overall design inspiration is modern. Now, as I say that, I guarantee you that what you're picturing in your head is not the same as what I'm picturing, and it's not the same as what anyone else is picturing. And the reason for that is not only has modern design been misused and mislabeled for contemporary, but modern design has gone through multiple evolutions over the years. And when I say I draw inspiration from modern design, I mean from all of those eras. So everything from early modern to Bauhaus to international style to mid-century modern to, I'll say, more contemporary industrial minimal modernism. I draw inspiration from all of those, mostly because I draw inspiration from the core principles and tenets that those styles gave us. What are those principles? What am I mostly drawn to with modern design? Well, for me, it's mostly about clean lines, open spaces, function over form, and exposing the raw building materials. This is where the manufacturer comes into play. Now, I chose Boreal Homes as my manufacturer because they build engineered log homes. I've spoken about engineered logs in a previous video, but really quickly, it's a pile of solid foam surrounded by wood on both sides. So the outside and inside perimeter walls of your house look like wood. Well, they are wood. They don't look like wood. They actually are wood, like a real log. But crucially, it's R30 insulation on the inside, which means it's a much warmer and more efficient home than a traditional log home. And being in Ontario, that's really important. The fact that Boreal manufactures their homes in that way allows them to accommodate a variety of different styles, including flat roof, exposed beam and truss styles that I'm really a fan of. That is very much inspired by modern design, but with a slightly rural twist to it. And because it's manufactured, it also means that they can do things like have straight panels of wood that give it a cleaner, more modern look. Now, of course, I followed other design principles, things like rhythm, value, contrast, texture, and storytelling. Now, a lot of things that you'll read about design will talk about rhythm, the visual rhythm of a piece, and that is certainly important. But rhythm is the base. Just like in music, you build a rhythm that forms a strong base that melodies are layered on top of. But a rhythm is not a song. Just like a visual rhythm is only part of the story. It's what you base everything else on. You need a melody. You need a refrain. I'm a big fan of using the refrain concept of music into visual storytelling. What I mean by that is, while you have your rhythm that creates the ultimate flow of your house, the refrain is that little melody that you see repeated throughout the house. That little element that makes your brain go, oh, I saw that over here. And it ties everything together really neatly. Now, of course, I have my own design signatures as well. There are a few things that I'm particularly drawn to, and they make their way into my designs all the time. One of those is what I call pass-through. It's these moments from outside the house where you can look at the house and see all the way through to the other side. One of the design aspects that I try and follow as much as possible is fitting the house within its environment. And one of those things is trying to make that house feel as invisible as possible. So I created moments as you're walking up to the front door where you're seeing completely through the house, kind of like the house is just a ghost sitting there in space. Another one of my signatures is what I like to call echoes. Now, rhythm is a big part of this. When we talk about rhythm, we're talking about bringing in elements that are repeated within the same space so that you feel familiar within a particular space. When I talk about echoes, I'm talking more about opposing spaces. So one wall might be white with a gold accent. On the opposing wall, I want to bring that gold accent in as well. These two walls are probably never seen at the same time, but that cohesiveness is important. And of course, my last signature, I already mentioned, is storytelling. Storytelling is one of those elements that I really put a lot of focus on. How you experience the space and how it's designed and lit is what adds drama, and it leads you through the space in a natural way that helps explain the space. That's ultimately what storytelling is in the context of a house. And so the house that I designed, if you open the front door, you're immediately pulled into the grand hosting space. The kitchen, dining room, and the seating living room area, that's where we do all of our hosting. And so when people come over, we want them to be greeted directly into the action. As you make your way to the side of the house, I borrowed a bit of a design element from Frank Lloyd Wright, the contraction and expansion of spaces. So as you head to the right, you contract into a little hallway until you ultimately open up into the music room surrounded by your 180-degree view. You contract through the closet and open up into the bedroom with your 180-degree view. This idea of contracting and expanding allows you to build drama as you walk towards the opening. And if you nail your lighting to guide people and focus their eyes where you want them, you can build a really interesting story with your design. Okay, I'm going to stop here for today. I have so many more topics to go through, from the kitchen design to the bathroom design, lighting, electrical, HVAC, plot designs, the land design, everything. I've done it all so far. So please let me know in the comments what you're most interested in seeing, and I'll make a video just for you covering the topic that you chose. I'll see you all soon. Bye for now.